Hi LEGO fans! After our recent trip to Diagon Alley, we're venturing into a dark, dodgy place. A twisting alleyway frequented by a certain clientele where one might purchase shrunken heads, a vanishing cabinet, or even a jar of flesh-eating slug repellent. Today, I'm going to be unboxing, speed building, and reviewing set number 4720, Knockturn Alley from the third wave of LEGO Harry Potter. This set was released in 2003 and is based on Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. It's based on the scene where Harry's first trip via the Flu Network goes horribly wrong, and he finds himself in Borgin and Burkes overhearing Lucius Malfoy trying to sell some dark magical items that he doesn't want the Ministry to find. This 17-year-old set is mint in box, and yes, we are going to tear it open. The 209-piece part count includes 2 exclusive minifigures. We have Harry Potter wearing a sand green sweater, and he's worth about $9. Also exclusive is Lucius Malfoy in his black suit, and he resells for about $6. Later in the video as a bonus feature, we're going to be taking a look at every Lucius Malfoy minifigure made so far. As well as a cut down version of Borgin and Burkes, we also have the entrance to Knockturn Alley. This piece over to the left is a little bit more interesting. Referring to the side of the box, we have a fun interactive function where Harry can be made to appear via the Flu Network. Although we do have Harry Potter and Lucius Malfoy, we are missing 2 key characters from the scene. These are the sinister Mr Borgin and of course Draco Malfoy. It really would have been nice to have gotten those guys with this set. As well as the Knockturn Alley build, this set contains some really cool dark artifacts. In the window of Borgin and Burkes, you'll notice a pickled brain and the Hand of Glory. We also have a pair of owls, and there's even what looks like a glow-in-the-dark spider, but honestly it probably doesn't glow in the dark at all. Over on the back of the box, well, we've got all kinds of stuff going on. There's a closer look at Borgin and Burkes and all of the creepy artifacts inside, a scene showing Lucius Malfoy trying to sell his dark magical items to a non-existent Mr Borgin, and some inspiration for an alternate build. This shows the Venice, Italy branch of Borgin and Burkes. Also on the back of the box we have a convenient shopping list showing all of the cool Harry Potter sets you could have bought in 2003. If only I had a time machine, I would go back and buy all of these. Even though this set came out in 2003, the internet was still very much a thing. To put that into perspective, Google didn't come out of beta until the 1st of April 2004. Before we tear open this mint in box LEGO Harry Potter set from 2003, it's probably a good time to talk about its value. Mint in box, as you see here, this is worth about $94. That's a lot of ad revenue, so be sure to like and subscribe. Even a used example of this set with all the pieces is worth about $57. So without further ado, let's wipe $37 off the value of this set by punching the tabs. So after 17 years of complete darkness, here's everything you get inside set number 4720, Knockturn Alley. There's actually quite a lot of random stuff here. We've got 4 bags of LEGO with no numbers, a 35-page instruction booklet which also includes an advert for the PC CD-ROM Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. There's also a really cool one-piece shop window with smoked glass, 2 square 8x8 dark grey base plates, an 8x8 triangle base plate, a mail-in postcard to request a LEGO Shop at Home catalogue, a small leaflet showcasing all of the new sets for 2003. This includes the NBA basketball range, whatever these things are, plus new sets from Bionicle, Star Wars, LEGO Racers, LEGO Harry Potter, and LEGO Orient Expedition. Does anybody remember that? And finally we have a LEGO Harry Potter poster. This showcases many of the early LEGO Harry Potter sets, and even has a convenient guide to all of the set numbers over on the back. I'm actually getting quite close to owning all of these now. So having torn open the mint in box classic LEGO Harry Potter set, I think it's build time. I'm going to go ahead and put together set number 4720 Knockturn Alley, and today this is going to be a 60-second speed build. And here is the completed 4720 Knockturn Alley from LEGO Harry Potter. Build time today was about 30 minutes, and forgive me for saying this, but this is not exactly the pinnacle of LEGO engineering. Clearly we've made it to Knockturn Alley, but this is not where the journey starts for Harry Potter. The journey starts of course inside the burrow. This fireplace is not actually included with the Knockturn Alley set. It comes from set number 4840, the burrow from 2010. It's the appropriate place for Harry to start his journey, so I'm just gonna roll with it. Now don't forget to speak very, very clearly. Diagonally. And with a fistful of flue powder and a big puff of smoke, Harry's journey goes horribly wrong. Meanwhile, over at Borgin and Burkes, that really wasn't a very graceful entrance, Harry. This is the fireplace that's meant to be inside Borgin and Burkes, but clearly it's way too big and wouldn't fit. So for the purposes of this set, it's a standalone thing. Clearly expecting to end up in Diagon Alley, it must have been a big shock for Harry to find himself in Borgin and Burkes. He emerged from this rather elegant sand blue fireplace. Sand blue is one of the less frequently used shades of blue in LEGO sets, so it's really nice to get a bunch of these elements. There's not so much happening around the back of the fireplace, but you will notice we've got a dark blue handle. There's also a hinged plate which opens up a secret void above the fireplace. With some careful positioning, there's just enough room to put a minifigure inside, in this case Harry. As quick as you can say diagonally, Harry turns up in Borgin and Burkes. It's never a very elegant entrance, and I'm sure Harry regrets not taking the night bus instead. The fireplace is by no means an elegant build, and I really dislike the large panel that's kind of stuck to the back. The chimney on top is a little bit more elegant, but this is not going to win any prizes for architecture. Probably the best part about the design is the trapdoor, which has a very smooth action. In summary, the fireplace adds a nice play feature to the set, but I don't think it adds a great deal to the visual appeal of Knockturn Alley. Knockturn Alley is of course a play on the word nocturnally, which describes the gloomy nature of this shopping destination. Knockturn Alley is filled with numerous shops devoted to the dark arts, but most famously Borgin and Burkes. There's a really nice version of Borgin and Burkes inside the 10217 Diagon Alley set. Yes, you've guessed it, this is a shameless plug for my review video. This version of Borgin and Burkes is a little less grand. It was at this shop in the 1920s when Slytherin's locket was sold to Caractacus Burke by Merope Gaunt. Burke bought it for the bargain basement price of 10 galleons and then sold it to Hepzibah Smith for an arm and a leg. Hepzibah Smith was murdered by ex-Borgin and Burkes employee Tom Riddle. He stole Slytherin's locket and Hufflepuff's cup from Hepzibah before turning them into Horcruxes. To get inside Borgin and Burkes, we must first enter the passageway which leads to Knockturn Alley. The passageway is guarded by this pair of decorative owl statues. Or at least I think they're statues, they may of course in reality be real owls. The entrance to Knockturn Alley is lit by these two flaming torches which are made out of trans orange flame pieces. There's also a pitched roof which looks like a bit of an afterthought. It's kind of just slapped on top using one of these pivot pieces. The front of Borgin and Burkes is a little bit more elegant and features a floor-to-ceiling bay window. The glass is tinted to keep the inside dark and gloomy, and this represents the perfect place to do some window shopping for dark artifacts. The really unusual thing about this set is that the large bay window is actually an exclusive part made for Borgin and Burkes. I wasn't able to find a reference to this piece in any other sets. Around the bottom of the window we have some more of those sand blue pieces which look really sharp. There's more decoration on top of the shop with this roof section and a small tower. We know the real Borgin and Burkes has a glass skylight, and I guess this is kind of a nod to that. This is all very well and good, I hear you say, but when can we go inside and take a look at the cool stuff? Well, why didn't you say so? With this being a 209 piece set, there isn't a great deal inside, but what there is pretty nice. Guarding the entrance we have a couple of skulls with particularly evil faces. This is quite an old design and was used in about 32 different LEGO sets. You won't be surprised to learn that many of those were older LEGO Harry Potter sets. Nowadays LEGO tends to use a much more friendly, smiling skull design. Also guarding Borgin and Burkes, up on the roof you'll find this trans neon yellow spider. I did wonder whether this might glow in the dark, but now I'm feeling quite doubtful. That'll be a no. An interesting feature of this set is the pivot point you can see mounted beneath the cash register. I'm not really sure why that's a thing, but it does allow you to reconfigure the interior of Borgin and Burkes. I guess this way around it would be easier to reenact the conversation between Lucius Malfoy and Mr Borgin. But of course we don't get Mr Borgin, so it's a bit pointless. What we do get is this 1x2 tile depicting the Hand of Glory. You may remember Harry Potter becoming acquainted with the artifact in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. The Hand of Glory is a shriveled hand which gives candlelight only to the holder. If you decide to pay the exorbitant price that Mr Borgin is asking for this dark artifact, he'll be delighted to ring you up on this old-fashioned cash register. The printing is a little bit grainy, but trust me, this is brand new from the box. On a display behind the cash register we have some more dark artifacts. These include the pickled brain in a jar, which is actually a trans minifigure head with a brain printed on the front. I couldn't find any specific references to this dark artifact, so I'm guessing this is something LEGO just made up. There are also some potion jars and bottles, which I'm sure will inflict massive harm to the witch or wizard they're used against. In any case, these make for some very attractive colour combinations. There are some other artifacts in the window, but I think we need to dismantle this slightly so we can take a closer look. One of the dark artifacts is actually made out of 3 LEGO elements. We've got this trans yellow cone, a trans red crystal, and that's shoved into the end of a sextant. I've no idea what this is meant to be, but clearly it's some kind of dark magical instrument, the kind of thing you might have seen inside Dumbledore's study. The other strange thingamajig that you saw in the window is some kind of table. On this you'll find a green chalice and then some kind of 1x2 printed spell. You can see we've got this sack here with a bone and a spider and then some gold stardust. Now this is a little bit unusual because you'll see it is on a pivot and we can actually tilt that back. It's like a little table, but it does tilt back for some reason. Now on the side here we do have this thing which stops it bending over too far. And then strangely enough these secret eyes which are hidden away. I've no idea what those are for, but they are a cool little secret. With this set having such a low part count, there really isn't a lot to see inside Borgin and Burkes. But I have to say that the quality of artifacts that are included is pretty good. The Hand of Glory is my personal favourite, and I have to believe this is going to be a custom 1x2 which was only ever included in this set. I also rather like those skulls with the very creepy face. The trans neon green or yellow spider is another fine addition, but I do wish this thing had glowed in the dark. The other version of Borgin and Burkes which came with the Diagon Alley set did have glow in the dark tiles and it looked amazing. While it's really cool to get a LEGO version of Knockturn Alley, this isn't the most impressive set in the world. This originally retailed for $20 in 2003. Adjusted for inflation 17 years later in 2020, that's about the equivalent of $28.41. Honestly, for a set of this size, I think I'd still want to pay $20 for it today. But of course we're forgetting that we do get 2 minifigures here. Harry Potter and of course Lucius Malfoy. Now the obvious thing you're going to notice about Harry Potter and Lucius Malfoy is their yellow faces and yellow hands. These are actually some of the last Harry Potter characters to have yellow features. By the time we get to the 2004 wave, all of the minifigures have changed to flesh colour. Despite the yellow features, this is instantly recognisable as Harry James Potter. The legs are a standard element and come in this bright blue colour. It wasn't until much later that LEGO started using short and medium format legs for Harry. The printed sand green torso shows Harry wearing a rather creased sweater. Or at least I think those are creases and not necessarily coal dust as you might get covered in travelling through the Flu network. Being a slightly rare minifigure, Harry Potter resells for about $9 US. The facial expression is pretty inexpressive but does show a good deal of detail, including Harry's spectacles and that lightning-shaped scar. This version of Harry Potter's face was used widely and appears on 14 minifigures in about 25 Harry Potter sets. The hair was also used extensively and gives Harry a very dishevelled look. Being a relatively early Harry Potter minifigure, there is no printing around the back and definitely no second facial expression. I really do like the simplicity and charm of these early LEGO Harry Potter minifigures. Some of the other characters can be a little bit ropey, especially the early Hermiones. But this early version of Harry Potter is a great start, and there are many more iterations to come in the future years. In a second we're going to take a look at every LEGO Lucius Malfoy minifigure, but before we do, let's take a look at the version from this set. This is the HP039 Lucius Malfoy with black suit torso and black legs. He's an exclusive, he only appears in this set, and he resells for about $6. The legs are unsurprisingly very standard adult black minifigure legs. I've got a bunch of these in my parts collection, so they really are not rare. Apart from not being an A-list character, the Lucius Malfoy minifigure is worth a little bit less because the torso is used twice. You'll find one of them in this set and another one in set number 4778, Desert Biplane, worn by the biplane pilot. Ironically, the facial expression is also recycled from the Desert Biplane pilot. It shows a bit of a wry smile, which I interpret as the Malfoy sneer. Their hair is a good recreation of the long blonde flowing locks of Lucius Malfoy. This is by no means a rare element and has been used for 127 minifigures in 166 LEGO sets. Just like Harry Potter, if you turn the minifigure around, there is no printing on the back and definitely no alternate facial expression. Whilst this is the most valuable Lucius Malfoy minifigure, it isn't the only Lucius Malfoy minifigure. In fact, over the years we've had 3 versions of Lucius Malfoy. The exclusive version from 4720 Knockturn Alley is actually the 2003 version. That said, there is a lot of similarity between the 2002 and 2003 versions. The obvious thing to note is that they both have the same facial expression and that same blonde haircut. This is the HP018 Lucius Malfoy with dark grey suit torso and dark grey legs. He appears in set number 4731, Dobby's Release, which also has a very creepy Dobby the house elf. He's also rumoured to appear in the Harry Potter Minifigure Collection Gallery 1 from 2002, which was a free gift with purchase. The torso print is exclusive to Lucius Malfoy and shows a white shirt with blue tie, grey vest, and grey striped jacket. He's also sporting a black cloak, which is made out of the papery material. Being only marginally rare and coming in one of the cheaper LEGO Harry Potter sets, Dobby's Release, this version of Lucius Malfoy resells for about $5 US. Finally, winding the clock forward to 2010, this is the HP104 Lucius Malfoy. He appeared in set number 4736 freeing Dobby, 4867 Hogwarts, you'll find a review of that on my channel, and also 10217 Diagon Alley, which I've also reviewed. Lucius Malfoy is smartly dressed with standard black legs, another one of those black capes, and then a torso with shirt and tie, vest, jacket, and a really nice decorative clasp for that cape. The facial expression and the hair both got a revamp for 2010. Around the front we have the sneering Malfoy with reproachful eyes, and then around the back we've got the Death Eater mask, which in some sets was accompanied by a hood. If you want to see the hood, do check out my 10217 Diagon Alley review. One thing I really do like about the 2010 version on the left is the hair, which gets a full-on Vidal Sassoon wash and blow dry. I'm pretty sure we're going to get another version of Lucius Malfoy in the future, but as far as I know it's not coming in the summer 2020 wave. I'm not sure I'm ready to see another reboot of Freeing Dobby, but it would be great to see Lucius Malfoy in a Department of Mysteries set. Imagine all those shelves full of prophecies. So that was set number 4720, Knockturn Alley from LEGO Harry Potter. It's always an honour and a privilege to be able to open up a classic LEGO Harry Potter set. I don't do this very often and I would have liked to have left it in the box, but I did need this for my collection. I know some people in the comments will say I should have left it in the box, but it's a great nostalgia trip to be able to open one of these up and share with you what's inside. While the chimney and of course the flue network is an integral part of the story, I really think LEGO could have done better with the chimney build. Yes, it needed to be bigger to fit a minifigure inside, but they didn't even really do a good job of that. Borgin and Burkes was a nice thing to get, but it did lack ambition. LEGO were definitely working to a price point with this set. That said, there were some nice elements, including the pickled brain, the Hand of Glory, and of course that exclusive window front. Knockturn Alley itself just turned out to be an archway. It was nice to get the owl statues, but apart from those and the skeleton heads, it was all a bit of a letdown. It's always great to get classic Harry Potter minifigures, and especially when you're getting 2 in one set that are exclusives. As LEGO Harry Potter sets go, this is not one of my favourites, but it is nice to be able to play out the story of how Harry arrived in Borgin and Burkes. It's just a shame that we don't have Mr Borgin and Draco to complete the scene. Other sets from this wave include Escape from Privet Drive, which is getting a reboot in 2020, the 4709 Hogwarts Castle, and the 4729 Dumbledore's Office. Most of these outclass this by some margin. Those are all videos for another day, but I do hope you enjoyed today's LEGO Harry Potter unboxing, speed build and review video. If you did, a thumbs up is always appreciated, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more awesome LEGO Harry Potter content. Thanks a million for checking out today's review, stay safe and germ free, and we'll see you on the next build video.